Hey y'all, hey. It is sunshine and I am back and trying to get in the groove of things again. Um, it is my favorite time of the year. It is autumn, football season. Yes, football is life. And it is eclipse season. Y'all know I love me some eclipses. Eclipses just represent some beautiful things like autumn does. So I definitely want to get into that today. Um, But first, I would like to say there is a lot going on in the world, and there are astrologers who talk about, just the mundane events that happen, and you can track a lot of things with the astrology and time different events significant in history. This may or may not be there, but I'm going to talk about things that are more internal, personal. So, as we know, there is a war going on right now, and I definitely want to send my thoughts, prayers to those directly affected. Um, just the tragedy is it's just horrible, and it's just a lot going on in the world, and we just have to stay prayed up, protected, protect our energy, staying in some type of positive light, positive vibe, um, because it's just craziness out here. But there is a war going on with some of you internally that I want to talk about today. A war that has been transpiring or happening for quite some time. And it's been a couple years now. And we're at a point where you have to get to a point of a truce. And I don't want to talk about winning the war because this is a different kind of war. And I'm not sure you can actually win it. I'm not sure you can conquer it. Um, the war has been between your past and your future, right? And you are really tussling with it, trying to hold on to your past, trying to hold on to different aspects of yourself, your old self, but the future is calling you to make some significant changes that you're like, I'm not sure I'm ready for. But deep down, you know that it is time and you have to get ready for it. It will be in your best interest to get ready for it, but it's hard, right? Change is hard. And so you're not necessarily going to win the war because you can't forget your past. You can't change the past. Your past is you know, what made you who you are today. But your future is also calling to say, hey, I need these things to happen to occur right now so that our future is secure, that we can walk into our destiny, walk into our purpose, right? Walk into divine connections. And that's hard to see from the position you may be at today, or even the position you were at. So I say calling it a truce, because again, you're not going to win it. It's not like one is better than the other. Both of them are necessary to your soul growth. So all you can do for now is live in the moment, live in the present. The present time is is what's going to help you and allow you to be able to make that transition from your past and move into your future self. So, the title that I had when I wrote the blog on this, which I will be reading the blog today and just adding little things, is Autumn embraces change even as she is falling to pieces. It's a quote that I read, and I just think it's amazing. It's amazing. And so, this picture that I have, so representative of life. Autumn is representative of life. It's full of change, it's full of transitions, choices, different paths, beauty, serenity, messiness, cleaning up, falling, death, and renewal. The leaves change colors, they fall, We have to pick up the leaves from yards or our path. And then we have to wait for the trees to blossom again. But while waiting for them to blossom again, there's another essential season that has to occur before the blossoming can happen. And we all know how we feel about winter. We all know. But for now, let's revel in the autumn season. Let's enjoy the autumn season while we can. Today is the day of the lunar eclipse at 5 Taurus. It is the last of the eclipses in the Taurus Scorpio axis until I want to say 2020, 2040. Sorry, 2040. Now, listen, to think about 2040, I can't even fathom because I feel like we was just doing this for the 99 2000s. Like, how are we even talking about 2040? Now, that is a long ways away. But life happens quickly, especially when you're having fun, and we're only in 2023. But I'm just giving you an idea of how long it will be before we have this type of eclipse again. Now, the eclipses happen every 18, 19 years, but there are eclipses in between that does still hit you. Okay, they may not be as impactful, but they definitely impact you. So, if you're being hit by this lunar eclipse, it's about culmination, right? It's about a climatic point of some sort. And it's a place that you've been trying to get to, you've been fighting to, struggling to get to, actually. And again, it's something you've been tussling with, like, I know I need to do this, but I don't know if I could do this. I'm ready, but I'm not ready. But this eclipse is here and it's happening again because it's like it's time, right? There is time. It's time for this to happen. And with the eclipse happening today, I don't know if I said at 4:24 p.m. today, October 28th, the events that will occur or may have occurred probably happen within a week of the eclipse. Now, the eclipse can unfold over a period of 4 to 6 months, but the climatic event that may spark or cause you to say, okay, I gotta dig deep. That may be a week before or after this eclipse. Um, and we can revisit other eclipses so I can kind of give you an idea um, of something like this occurring before. The last eclipse, I believe, in this axis would have been about 2013-ish. So we want to say 2013-14 season. Um, so you could have experienced some similar themes in your life or some similar happenings. Um, so if you have the sun, the moon, Venus at these points, and I'm only going to use those now, or if you have your MC or IC, which is your fourth and 10th house, at close to these degrees, definitely something happening. Um, and if you have your descendant, or even your ascendant, I guess I should say all 4 points happening, there would have been something occurring. The fourth house and 10th house cusp obviously affects your home and family life, so there could have been a move, some type of career situation, something going on with the family. If it's your ascendant, descendant, something with personal development or relationship, something significant changing in your relationships. But if your sun, moon, Venus being hit, significant changes occurring. significant. I don't have any Scorpio, Taurus planets in my chart, but my mother does. She's a Scorpio. Scorpios. And I know other people that have planets at Taurus and Scorpio energy. So, although I have not been directly affected, um, some of their decisions is impacting me. So, I want to say to everybody, this could be affecting you in some way. And I'm especially affected because I am a Cancer. Yes, I don't want to hear no talk about Cancers. I am a Cancer through and through. All right. I'm not going to say we the best sign, but we up there. Okay. Um, but I've been affected because I do feel the eclipses strongly because of my Cancerian nature. But I've been affected because of other people in my life that have these planets at these points of these eclipses. And I've seen the change and I've had to deal with the changes and I've had to watch these things happen um, over the last couple of years. And it's been interesting to see and to experience. So if you, like I said, have family members that have this, definitely, keep them close, love on them, be patient with them. Because, first of all, Taurus, can't even speak, Taurus and Scorpio energy, it's a fixed sign and they're very stubborn and very slow to move, right? So, change is not necessarily easy for them. So, you definitely want to be patient with them. But there has been an urge to change. There's been something that has needed to change. Um, Another quote that I read about the autumn season is that it teaches us that change is beautiful. And it is so beautiful. Like I said, I can't tell you how much I love the fall. I was sitting in the park last week with someone, and it was the most beautiful, serene time just to sit there and watch the sunset amongst, these trees and in this area. And it was just a beautiful view. It was my happy place. Um, it reminded me of how beautiful life could be if we can just be comfortable with the change. Now it was scary because we was kind of in the woods, right? But that's representative of change, right? Like it's scary, but it's beautiful at the same time. But y'all, yeah, it was like don't go too deep. Let's turn around. Let's go back. Okay, let's not go too far. But it was beautiful and it was peaceful. And I love those moments and that time of peace and quiet and just watching God's work. But change can be beautiful if you can embrace it, if you can get comfortable with it. Let's be honest, life changing or change is the only constant thing in life. We have to keep changing to adapt to our environment, our family life, our work. It's the only constant in life. And so we have to embrace it, right? We got to move with it. We have to be able to move with the rhythm of life, right? So, are you going to allow the rhythm of life to let you sink? Or are you going to swim with the current, the rhythm of life? You know, it helps us to live in the moment too, right? So, I talked about earlier starting this that the present will help you to call a truce with this internal war. Living in the moment is crucial. It's this mindfulness. And let me tell you, I have a very difficult time doing that because I'm always living in the past, reevaluating, reflecting what could have gone differently, what could I have done differently, you know, what if life was like this, yada, yada, yada. And I'm also thinking about the future because I wholeheartedly believe that the choices that I make today will affect my future. It's a given. It's a fact. And my previous pastor will always say before we left church, he would say, the words that come out of your mouth live in your future. So choose your words wisely. And it is so true. It's true of our words, our thoughts, our choices. They live in your future. So choose them wisely. What you decide to do today with this transition in your life is definitely going to impact your future, your children's future. It could impact other lives in the world, right? It's not just you that it's impacting your friends, your family. So choose wisely. Now, I think this eclipse is going to allow you to do that. But living in the moment is being in the present moment and not trying to plan so much for the future. I had a hard lesson in that this week. And like I said, change can be scary, right? Or your past can affect how you do things today, right? It does affect how you do things today. It affects how you react to certain things. And then it can cause you to try to protect yourself for the future. And so when you have all these different things in a mix, it's hard to just enjoy where you're at, to revel in the beauty of where you're at. And that's what sitting in the park did for me. If I could just do that, if I could just be in that space in that moment all of the time, life would be great. If I can just say, let me embrace this change, let me just enjoy the change and the process of change, things can be good. Now, listen, I don't like Uranus kind of change. Okay, Uranus kind of change, which I'm going through kind of that right now, but we won't get into that. That change is sudden, it's unexpected. I don't like it. I don't want no parts of it. It's uncomfortable for me. Some of you have a lot of Uranian energy in your charts. And so you just enjoy it. It's like the unpredictable of life. You don't care for routine. You just need variety, excitement, unpredictability, all of that stuff. That is not me at all. I'm trying to be a little bit more spontaneous and all of that, but there I'm in my head thinking about, oh wait, the future. I don't like taking the risk. So Uranus kind of is not my cup of tea. But Pluto is. Pluto. Pluto change I can handle. I'm comfortable with Pluto. That is strong in my chart and I can get deep and I can dive into some mysterious stuff and I could deal with the slow, deep changes. I'm good for that, right? Pluto, like the fall, represents rebirth or death and rebirth. It's the co-ruler of Scorpio, which is part of this eclipse. So I said the eclipse is at 5 degrees Taurus. And that's where the moon is. But we're clearly in Scorpio season. It's not Taurus season. We're in Scorpio season. Um, but the moon is in Taurus, and so that's why this eclipse is there. And so Pluto represents change. It's change we can see happening though. So it's not like the Uranus change where it's like bam in your face, you didn't know it was coming, like where did this come from? It came out of the blue. No, Pluto is like been at your door tapping. Hey. And it's just getting louder, louder, faster and faster, right? It's slow, but it's powerful. So think of Pluto's change like a pregnancy. It takes about 9 months of gestation before a baby is born. And there are so many changes happening within the body that is slow, but growth is happening. It's life changing. It's scary. Your life will never be the same after having a child, right? This eclipse is the culmination of giving birth. It's a change you knew was coming that you may or may not have been ready for, but it's here and it's knocking. And it's like, this is the last opportunity for you to make the decision that you need to make. The last opportunity for you to decide which direction you're going to go in. Which journey are you going to take? Which path are you going to take? So the baby's here. So now you have to decide what type of parent you are going to be. Or we go a little deeper, you got to decide whether you want to be a parent at all. Are you going to decide not to transition or change from your old lifestyle and give up the baby for adoption? Or are you going to keep your child and embrace the new life, the new you? But regardless of what you decide, you can't change the fact that your life has been changed forever. Your body will never be the same. Your thought process will be different. The old you is gone even if you try to hold on. And that's scary to think about. To let your old self die and to embrace this new person, this new lifestyle, this new way of being, this new way of thinking. It's like, ugh, I like the old me. I like what I was. I like the lifestyle I had, but it doesn't create or produce growth because right now life is calling you to go in this particular direction. So I'm here to tell you with this eclipse that this new path can bring great rewards. Okay. And, we think about the journey of life because that's what it is. It's a journey. You think about this road and you're coming from one place and you're taking this road to go somewhere different, to take this new journey. And it's providing direction and opportunity, right? These roads do. It stands for the freedom to choose your path and the challenges that foster growth and progress. Each bend of the road is a reflection of personal evolution. And so there's no right path. There's no right or wrong path. And that's going back to what I said. There is no winning the past or winning the future or winning the war. There is no right or wrong way to do this. You just have to decide what you're going to do. One thing I know with the universe is you're gonna change, right? If it's calling you to change, you are going to change whether you like it or not. Now you have the freedom to choose how you change, right? It can be an easier change or it can be a more difficult change. It's up to you. But this is about trusting your instincts and choosing your direction and letting your journey unfold. I said that this new journey, this new path can bring some rewards. Jupiter is with this eclipse. So there is opportunity, luck, and blessings attached to it. So it can be surprisingly great, greater than what you've ever imagined if you can embrace it. And, you know, bridges, roads, journey of life, all of that stuff, it has great meaning for me. And when we think about a bridge, right? It's about getting from, again, one place to another, but it's connecting something or two places. It is a sign of change and it's showing that you're going through this transition period and that change is inevitable. And it can symbolize new beginnings, right? But it's a bridge, so you can always cross back over. Just like a road, you can go in a different direction. Understand, though, that if you cross back over, or if you go back into the previous direction, let's say you're going back to your old house, the scenic route may be different because now there's been reconstruction. The roads may be different. There's roundabouts now, right? There's buildings where there used to be houses, or there's shopping centers where there used to be, more of a residential neighborhood. But even when you get back to this old house, if you decide to journey back there may be a totally different structure there. It may be a renovated house. It could be a totally different house. It could be just land. It's not what it once was, but it doesn't take away that you still have your memories. You still have who you are today, which is representative of your past. And a lot of people like to say, oh, you're leaving behind your past to embrace your new future. And I don't think you can ever leave behind your past. I don't think that's fair. But I think you can embrace that you've had a past and also embrace this new future. So, as you continue to journey and to make these decisions, understand that there is no right or wrong way to do this. You do what makes you happy, you do what's for your soul growth. This eclipse is giving you the extra boost to have these opportunities to make a decision. It is giving you us also the energy of Mercury and Mars. So there will be a lot of thinking and talking through things about your next steps in your decision, your direction. Mars is taking action. So you will take action. You will do something. You will move forward. Mars is strong in Scorpio, but it's not like it's strong in Aries. Aries has this very assertive or quick type of energy when making executive decisions. Mars being in Scorpio, which is its own sign, it's an energy that helps you to understand and to dig deep and to probe and think about the hidden meanings and the whys. It's very intentional, purposeful, and perceptive. See, Scorpio again, y'all. So, although the moon is in Taurus, it's opposing the sun in Scorpio, which is the eclipse, but you have Mercury and Mars also with it in Scorpio. So when you do decide on a path, it will be very intentional and a thought out decision. And if you follow the opportunities Jupiter has presented to you, your life can be full, abundant, vibrant, breathtaking, and serene, just like trees during a sunny autumn day. It can be beautiful. So we know that with autumn comes falling leaves. Who doesn't hate seeing your yard full of leaves and trees barren and looking scarce? It reminds us that winter is coming. And we all know how we feel about winter. How could something so beautiful turn into something so bitter and cold? But what I want to remind you all of is that those falling leaves do have benefits, and they are necessary. Fallen leaves provide organic material for the soil. It is vital to soil health. Leaves can leave a natural mulch that suppresses weeds and fertilizes soil for the spring when the flowers are blooming again. Also, caterpillars and other animals use these leaves for food and shelter during the season. Now, who does not want to see a caterpillar turn into a butterfly in the spring? Now, that's a whole message. I love butterflies. I love change, y'all. I'm like Plutonian. Like, I love change. It's beautiful. It's hard as hell, but it's beautiful. My point is that autumn is falling in pieces. It is nourishing the soul. It is providing a place for things to transform, to soar, and it can help things to blossom again. Autumn and this eclipse can do the same for you if you are willing to embrace the change and direction that is being presented to you. I hope you enjoyed this. I wish you nothing but love and light. Peace out, sunshine.